Hi everyone, it's Den here. Well, here's a photo that I had a bunch of fun making this week, and I thought it'd be fun to talk you through the process of how I made it, because it is hilarious. So I have been working on some images and video for a photo walk I've got coming up in the area, working with large murals as part of a festival in Port Adelaide called the Wonderwalls Festival. And I had an idea one of the nights when I was looking across the water in the area, and I could see one of the images, and I noticed that there's two of the images that lined up, and I thought it would be a huge amount of fun to try and create an image looking across the water where I light painted both of them. So what I did is I got a great friend of mine, Mik, to come down and give me a hand. I set up a rig with two cameras. I had a video camera, had one of my Sony video cameras with a 70 to 200mm lens, which is nice and long and would frame it up, and then I got my Olympus M1X with a long lens of 40 to 150, because that's sort of a 300mm equivalent, and that would allow me to frame the two of them up together to so you'll be able to see what I'm about to show you in a minute. And then what we did is I got my mate Mik to be at the camera gear. We had walkie talkies, which made me feel like a bit of a kid, which was a bit of fun. And then we made the image, and I'll tell you how we did it, because it's quite interesting. So the reason I was using the Olympus camera is that it has the live composite feature. Now, by the nature of the fact that I was spinning an orb, lighting one of the walls, and then going and lighting the other one, I knew it was going to be a long exposure. I can't remember how long it is, but it would have to have been 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes. And live composite, I won't go into it in too much detail because there's a lot of content on my YouTube channel about live composite, but what it allows us to do is create an image that is in a very bright environment. So by the nature of this image, there's these buildings with brightness on it, there's spotlights and bits and bobs. And so what I did is I set it up, I set the aperture, the exposure time, all of that. I'll put that on the thing. Oh no, you'll be able to see on the, because what I did is we recorded video on the Sony of me doing it. We had the live composite image being created on the M1X. But then I recorded the screen as well, so you can see exactly how it builds over time. So I set up the camera, we got everything framed up and focused, and then I jumped in the car, I raced around to the location. Mik and I got on the radios, we positioned where I was going to do the ball of light, and then we got into it. So Mik started the video camera, he started the live composite, and he started recording the screen. And the neat thing about recording the screen is that you can see while I'm talking in real time exactly how the image was built. So I spun my orb, spun that. Mik was I had the radio here. Mik was like, 10-4 rubber ducky, it's looking good, looking good. And then when he told me it was nice and full, I stopped. I walked over to the wall. I had a torch with me, and I looked up and I lit the wall. So it's this amazing blue mural. I lit that, and then what I did is I jumped in the car. Now you'll see on the bottom right-hand corner of the wall, it's all red because of the brake lights. What an egg. But it was really neat. I jumped in the car and then I drove. Now the total distance is about 600 meters from where we had the camera to where the other tall building is, and the other one was about halfway. So I drove about 300 or 400 meters through the back streets of Port Adelaide, got out, got my torch, pointed it up at the wall, and what I wanted to do was just like the face of the mural and the rat sitting on the shoulder of the person. And then we ended up at it. Mik was add a bit more light to the build, so I added a little bit of light to the building. And then once he was happy, the back of the camera looked good, he stopped them all. I jumped in the car, raced over, and we had a look, and it was bang on the first attempt, which was lucky because it was freezing cold out. But yeah, it was what a hoot. And the neat thing about this image is it got me thinking, and I've got an idea brewing for a really long shot. But it was great. The live composite on the, OM system now, but the live composite on the Olympus cameras and the OM system cameras is astonishing exactly for this purpose. I could have spent 3 hours is the maximum exposure time making images around that there, lighting up different things, and it would have worked. So there you go. I thought you would enjoy that, how to make a long compressed image using some long lenses. There we go. What a hoot. And yeah, I've got a crazy idea coming up for a just quietly, there is an Olympus 1000mm lens that I've been lucky enough to use before. I've sent an email seeing if they'll loan it to me to make another crazy long shot. There might be mountains involved. Anyway, thanks for stopping by the School of Light. I hope you enjoyed that. Smith creates stuff. Massive.